Developing tonight, the city has named the people who will review IMPD's response to the protests and downtown riots. News 8's Sierra Hignite has who will be tasked with answering the questions. Did officers use excessive force? And did the department do enough to prevent violence and damage?
The announcement of the three-person committee comes just days after the ACLU filed a lawsuit against IMPD for using tear gas on protesters, and 9 members of a community leadership group stepped down for what they're calling a lack in leadership movement against violence here in the city. 3 people have been chosen for what the city is calling the Response Review Committee. They will be tasked with investigating how IMPD responded to the protests. Did officers follow up with current departmental policies? And what policy changes should IMPD consider? The 3 on the board are Deborah Daniels, a former U.S. attorney and U.S. Assistant Attorney General. She previously led the independent review of USA Gymnastics' handling of the Larry Nassar sex abuse scandal. Myra Selby, a former Indiana Supreme Court justice. She currently chairs the court's Commission on Race and Gender Fairness. Sean Huddleston, president of Martin University, who previously served as vice president and chief equity and inclusion officer for the University of Indianapolis and on the advisory board for the Indiana Diversity Council. With IMPD already having 2 other community member-filled accountability boards, Chris Holland doesn't feel that the RRC is necessary in fixing the issue of violence in the city.
The diversion from the system that needs to be looked at to now we're going to hold IMPD accountable with a 3rd board.
In a statement, Mayor Hogsett says this review will give our community a clearer understanding of the events that transpired at the start of this month and will be a guiding document for tailoring law enforcement responses in the future. The RRC's final report is expected to be complete by the end of the year. The city declined to comment on how these 3 people were selected and why. Reporting downtown, I'm Sierra Hignite, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.